back, True Seeker. January 21st, 2018. Patriots have advanced over the Jaguars in the AFC Championship as predicted. If you're new here, I've said since the conclusion of Super Bowl 51 why the Patriots were a lock for Super Bowl 52. And here they are. They're going to be in Super Bowl 52. If you missed why I said the Jaguars were the perfect team for the Patriots to advance over, it was this right here. In the language of gematria, Jaguars equals 77. The Jaguars have now lost today. Their playoff record is now 7-7, a lot like 77. This game in Foxborough, which is just outside of Boston, Boston equals 77. Tom Brady born in 77, like we talked about more than 2 months ago, the day Terry Glenn died. His name's Terry Tyree Glenn. That name equals 77 in gematria. He died a span of 77 days from the Super Bowl. Tom Brady threw his first career touchdown pass to that man. It's not a coincidence he dropped dead 77 days before the Super Bowl. Tom Brady born in 77. In gematria, United States. I'll show you this right here. These are our 4 base ciphers. United States has gematria of 40, like Tom Brady's age, and 77. Remember when they brought over James Harrison from the Steelers? They did that 40 days before the Super Bowl. Talked about the significance of that then. And just so you can see, Jaguars 77, Boston 77, special number there. Also, on the topic of 77, Jimmy Garoppolo, his name equals 77. He got traded to the 49ers on October 30th, 2017. A date was 77 numerology. That's the day leaving 62 days left in the year. And 62 is the reason I said the Patriots would be in Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis. Check this out. Super Bowl LII, that's what this is, Super Bowl 52, equals 62. So does Minneapolis. Documented this the day of Super Bowl 51. I said, look at that. Tom Brady had 62 passing attempts. He could go 6-2 in Minneapolis, and it's highly likely that happens. Remember, he won the passing yards record for this season. He beat Phillip Rivers, who was in second place, by 62 yards. They traded away Jimmy G on the day leaving 62 days left in the year. Jimmy G finished his season with the 49ers 62 days later. And here's what I told you guys about Jimmy G being traded. If you write out 77, Jimmy Garoppolo's name equals 77. Even the nickname Jimmy G equals 77. If you write out 77, it sums to 49. He got traded to the 49ers. I said this was a sign then. Did a video that day. Super Bowl equals 49. So does NFL. So does America. America 49, the NFL America's game. Think about it. Think about how all of this goes together. 77, 49. Our entire language built on a mathematical code. All of the world of sports scripted this way. If you noticed, after the game, they had Drew Bledsoe, the quarterback that was injured that gave way to Tom Brady. They had Drew Bledsoe present the trophy to the Patriots for winning the AFC Championship. Drew Bledsoe won the AFC Championship over the Jaguars 21 years ago, January 12th, 97. LII, the Roman numerals for this Super Bowl, equals 21. 21 years later, deja vu. You see how this goes? Did you notice Tom Brady's opening stat that he began this game 7-for-7? Not coincidental. Everything about these games is scripted. Start to finish. Big storyline, Rob Gronkowski got hurt. Tom Brady with the injured hand, making him seem even more heroic. When they put up this stat right here, anytime they put up stats, they're showing you the stats at a specific time to code something. The 82 yards jumped out right away because New England Patriots has the gematria of 82. And the other thing I said about this Super Bowl this year, the reason the Patriots belonged, scripted to be there, is because this is the 98th season of the NFL. New England Patriots 98, Patriots alone 98, Tom Brady 98. He became the starter at Michigan in 98, college and pro scripted together. Also, the Super Bowl's on the 35th day of the year. Today's game against Jacksonville started at 3:05 local. His last game over the Titans, 35 points. It was his 35th playoff game all time. 35 completions on 53 attempts he had in that game. All script. Things we talk about year after year, So, they put up this stat here, too. I thought this was cute. You guys have no idea how scripted these games are. This stuff's not a coincidence. 6 penalties for 98 yards. When they put that up, I just grinned. I said, okay, another tribute to the Patriots, Hold on, Schuster. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Had to run away for a second. Alright, so anyway, if you write out the word 6 in gematria, it sums to 52. Tom Brady can get his 6th Super Bowl this year. Another thing that aligns with 52. Look, it's so obvious that these games are scripted. Long before I understood how they were scripted by the numbers, I just saw how stupid the NFL was. And you could completely see that on display today, numbers aside. Leonard Fournette is an amazing running back. Honestly, he might be the most talented running back I've ever seen with my own eyes. The guy is amazing. Did you see what they did with Leonard Fournette in the second half of the Jaguars? They ran the same play over and over. The purposeful play, he carries the ball for a yard, Just a complete joke. So obvious that they weren't even trying to do anything offensively to allow this comeback to happen. But I laughed when they put up the stat and showed him with 77 yards. We don't even have to go there, right? We already know about this. So, Leonard Fournette, misused in the second half on purpose. Jaguars offense purposefully stalling to allow the Patriots to get back in the game. This happens every year for the Patriots. You can see how the other team plays to lose so that the Patriots can win. There was no way for the Falcons to lose a 25-point lead last year in the Super Bowl. No way. Especially at the end of the game. They had 1st and 10 at the Patriots 20 with a little more than 2 minutes left. They could have just kicked a field goal and went up 11 points. Instead, they made some horrendous play calls, ended up in a 3rd and 33 situation. Remember that 25-point comeback. I guaranteed the Patriots were going to win that Super Bowl last year. It was all about 25 before that even happened. The AFC was going for its 25th championship on 2/5 to close out the 97th season of the NFL. 97 is the 25th prime. That's why they moved the touchback to 25 yards last year. Game on 2/5 against the Falcons. Falcons equals 25. Tom Brady got his 25th playoff win. Complete joke. Year after year. Everything done by the numbers. Late in the game, James Harrison had a big play on the quarterback. Did you see that? It made me laugh. James Harrison, old man, 39. Look how old Tom Brady was. Think about it. Last year, Tom Brady won at 39. The year before that, Peyton Manning won at 39. This entire code comes from the Old Testament of the Bible that's 39 books, by the way. Who runs the NFL? I shouldn't have to tell you. Also, as I always talk about, the fake injuries where the numbers on the players are used as ritual tributes to what's about to happen in the game. Late in the game, number 44 goes down with the Jaguars. They have to take him off, and they have the clock at 4:04 as they're taking him off. You see this? Next thing you know, Patriots score, and you got 44 combined points. But before that, they had number 99 go down with an injury too. You see this? The game, stuck on 37 points. Patriots has that gematria 37. Notice New England has that gematria of 99. And with regards to the 44, the Super Bowl this year is on a date with 44 numerology on the 44th parallel north in Minneapolis. So anyway, fake injuries, this is what these guys do. They're fake hobbles off the... It's just all part of the script. It's all part of the mocking. This league is absolutely meant to mock the people who put their time, money, and energy in. And the reason why is because the people who run this league go by the Talmud. And if you don't know what the Talmud is, you better turn off the football game and start reading about the Talmud. It's the book of the false Jews who hate you. And pretty much the purpose of their existence is to mock you. which they do with all the things they control, including their sports leagues, which are a complete joke. Also, with this clock being stopped at 3:43 here, I saw what they were doing with the score 20-17. We just talked about Patriots equals 37. The word American equals 37. The word perfect, 37. Special number there. But anyway, 37. You got 37 points and you got the clock at 3:43. If you multiply 7 times 7 times 7, you get 343. You see that? 3 sevens. 37. You see this? This is how it's done. This is how it's scripted. Every week, when you pay attention, when you know the code. When they put up this stat, I said, oh, here we go. His 26th pass is probably going to be the touchdown winner because we've been talking about 26 all year. That's how I picked Patriots over the Eagles at the beginning of this season. Explained why the Eagles made sense for the team to lose to the Patriots. This year's all about the flag. Flag equals 26. The Patriots got the flag on their helmet, plus they're the Patriots. Look at these stats they put up here. This is just such mocking. The reason Jacksonville had 30 yards is because they didn't even try to move the ball. They just ran Leonard Fournette for a yard purposefully. I mean, Leonard Fournette, every time he touches the ball, it's like he's getting at least 4 yards if he wants to. Unless you're just going to run him for a yard on purpose so the Patriots can win. You know, that Leonard Fournette, he's amazing. He's just so strong and fast and explosive. He's like the Russell Westbrook of football. Danny Amendola caught the touchdown that brought the score to 23-20, and then with the extra point, 24-20, making it 44 points. And I didn't catch it. I didn't screen capture it fast enough, but on the drive before he caught the touchdown, and they showed how he had 44 receiving yards on that drive. 44 before he caught the touchdown that brought it to 44 combined points. Tom Brady's 26th pass for that touchdown right there, his 38th attempt. Guess where they're going to play the Super Bowl at? Minnesota. 38, just like US Bank Stadium, 38. And I want to make a point. I've been saying Patriots over Eagles is what I like all year. That said, summer of 2016, I just want to remind people about this. Denny Green died July 21st, 2016. He died 155 days after his birthday. And he died the day before they opened US Bank Stadium to the fans, which was July 22nd. Denny Green also died 52 days before the Minnesota home opener. Or not the home opener, excuse me. Minnesota's first game of the season, the year of the new stadium, which was against the Titans, the team the Patriots advanced over. It was also the game where Tom Brady beat the Titans. It was their 35th playoff game all time. For one more 35 on that game. So Tom Brady advances over 2 AFC South teams. Anyway, Minnesota has that gematria 38 as well as 52. They're hosting Super Bowl 52. This is the 98th season of the NFL. Vikings also 98. You know, right team to host. Vikings 44. Super Bowl on the date with numerology of 44. If the Vikings beat my Eagles pick, you know, we'll understand why. It had everything to do with the death of Denny Green and Prince. And as a reminder, Prince died on the 112th day of the year. Super Bowl has that gematria of 112. Still not coming off my Eagles pick, but if it is the Vikings, I know where I went wrong. This entire year has been about the flag. Just in case you're new here and you haven't watched any of my work, I'll explain it to you this way. Donald Trump took on the NFL over the flag September 23rd. 23/9. 239 is the 52nd prime. The flag was sewn in Philadelphia at 239 Arch Street. 239. 239, the 52nd prime. Year of Super Bowl 52. Donald Trump has the flag's birthday. The flag was 239 years old when Trump became president. And you have to understand, everything in this nation is scripted. Our elections are scripted. They're a complete rigged joke, just like these Super Bowls. Just like our news, just like everything. Freemasonry runs this nation. It's Freemasonry that works through this code. It's the same reason I said the Atlanta Falcons were going to beat the Los Angeles Rams in the wild card and go play in Philadelphia. I said that would be the perfect team for the Eagles to advance over. Atlanta Falcons 239, playing in Philadelphia in the year of the flag, sewn at 239 Arch Street. Flag's got that gematria 26. AFC can win its 26th Super Bowl. You see this? Flag, Patriots, Tom Brady 6-2, 62, the reflection of 26. Notice flag is also 82, like New England Patriots, you know? So right after they score, as soon as they scored, they put the clock, or the cameraman went to number 44 being carted off now that there's 44 combined points, right after they kicked the extra point. And if you guys pay attention, they do this stuff every week. This is how I figured out how the games were scripted by the numbers. Before I understood the code, I just saw stuff like this. I was like, really? The game's 44 points, now they're putting number 44 on the camera? They do this stuff every single week, Patriots also won with 24. The Super Bowl's on February 4th, which can be written 2/4. Danny Amendola finished with 84 receiving yards. United States of America equals 84. United States of America also equals 228. So does Danny Amendola. The divisors of 44, the numbers that divide into 44, sum to 84. Brought the game to 44 points with his 84th receiving yards. This could have been coincidental or not. 153 is a special number. Comes from the Bible. It's the 17th triangular number. The Patriots just became 15-3 on the season. When they stopped the clock here and showed the coach with this look on his face, I just thought that was all part of the tribute to the Patriots going 15-3. Sometimes things could be a coincidence, but typically not. So there was Tom Brady. They're calling him the GOAT at this moment. There he is, the GOAT. It's just such a joke, you guys. His entire career is a scripted joke. A complete mocking of everybody. His entire career is just like today's game. The better team lost because the better team wasn't allowed to win. Same thing, week after week. And also, the reason Jacksonville was here, you guys, is because of the flood. I said before the season began, look at this, you guys. Harvey equals 29, right? You see this? Football equals 29. You see this? Harvey and football. Now I want to show you the word flood. Flood 25 and 52. Let me turn on some light here. Harvey hit Houston on a date with numerology of 52 exactly 29 weeks after the Super Bowl hosted in Houston, which was on 2/5 or 5/2. And the first game of the season for Houston was against Jacksonville. Jacksonville won that game with 29 points, made a video on it then. Jacksonville got the worst of the hurricane and flooding in Florida. Houston got the worst of it in Texas. Not a coincidence that was the week 1 game. What you guys need to understand is since 1952, world militaries have admitted they know how to control the weather and induce flash flooding, chemistry in the skies. Sophisticated technology, but you live in a world of sophisticated technology. The flooding in Houston was not Mother Nature. It was the work of the military. This entire nation's a military machine. The sports are here to distract the manpower. The sports sell military all throughout. Military advertising left and right. Commentators talking about the military. It's all military agenda. It's what we live in. Big military state. That flood all synced up with the season. Jacksonville, the reason they went this far because of that. Remember, in Houston, the mayor was 62 years old. The word flood in Hebrew sums to 62 as well as 26. And there was a whole lot more to that riddle with Houston, Texas, and 62 and the flood, and it connected to Florida. It's the reason Jacksonville went this far this year. All part of the script. All part of the mocking. People need to wake up to it. If you missed all my work on Houston and Florida flooding, it's too bad. Google's taken down almost all of it. I called the flood dates for Houston and Texas as well as Florida days before both of them happened. I called the Houston flood date, which was the anniversary of Stevie Ray Vaughan dying, who created Texas Flood, the album. It's the same day Texas flooded. Not coincidentally, Stevie Ray Vaughan murdered by the code. But I called that before it happened, and the Florida flood, they were broadcasting that more than a week before, and I said why September 10th would be the day that it went underwater, and it sure did, When you learn the code, you can see through rigged sports games, man-made storms, and everything, because as sad as it is, everything in this nation is done by this code. This probably sounds too far-fetched for a lot of you, but this is what it is. This is what's going on in the world. If you can't accept it, it's not on me, You need to all stop supporting these leagues, spread the knowledge, and fight back, end the tyranny. You guys want to watch sports games? Let's create some legitimate sports leagues. I guarantee you Tom Brady's not going to win anything. Tom Brady wouldn't even be in the league. Non-athlete. His whole career, his receivers are open, all day in the pocket. It's just a joke. There's a lot of men in this country that can throw a ball to a spot. You're looking at one of many. Guarantee you I could outperform Tom Brady. Guarantee it. 10 times the athlete he is. Guy's a joke. Everyone who celebrates him's a joke too. Notice Patriots only had 46 rushing yards. Patriots also has the gematria of 46. So does Tom Brady. So does Michigan. He was the 199th overall pick. 199 the 46th prime. Back in the real NFL, you could never win with 46 rushing yards. In the scripted league, it's all tributes. It's all numbers. So, something else I want to point out. They always script the leagues together. Today, Boston played the Magic, which aren't too far from Jacksonville, and Boston lost, and they sat on 62 regular season wins. By no surprise. 62 is the number this year. Another 62 tribute. This time they get in the NBA. And it just goes to show how it's all scripted together as I prove it. No coincidence there. Orlando came in with 47 wins. They got their 48th today. This was before the game was played. That's probably not a coincidence either because Tom equals 48. Notice Tom's also 33, so was Magic, So is Massachusetts. Special number there. Masonry 33, Secrecy 33, Order 33. So Vikings and Eagles. I want to show you what's so interesting about this. The coach of the Eagles, his birthday is January 31st, 68. He's currently 49. Eagles equals 49. Philadelphia is named from Revelation. Revelation equals 49. This entire code is biblical. Revelation also equals 121. Think about today's date, January 21st, 1/21. Super Bowl has gematria of 49 like NFL. His birthday is January 31st. Super Bowl, 131, same with championship. Eagles in the NFC championship against the Vikings. Now here's where it gets even better. Mike Zimmer, he's 61 years old. Remember last week we had the Minnesota Miracle. Miracle equals 61. 61 is the 18th prime number. Here we are at the beginning of 2018. But also, that miracle sent them to Philadelphia. Philadelphia equals 61. In the Bible, it's the Church of Philadelphia, Church 61. This is a big biblical number. Jesus 61, Cross 61, Christian 61, Christmas 61. You see how this goes? Not arbitrary. And with regards to the player who had the 61-yard touchdown, he was the 146th pick of the 2015 draft. Again, when these people go into the league, it's like an actor joining a television show or a movie. They're not doing anything besides performing the script that's been written for them. Mr. Diggs, that was his scripted moment. The entire thing was a script. There was 318 receiving yards for Minnesota in that game. In the Bible, there's 318 mentions of the return of Jesus Christ. And if you think all this stuff's a coincidence, I feel bad for you. Something else I always teach about is Philadelphia and 135. Notice he's 61, Mike Zimmer, the coach of the Vikings, and his birthday is June 5th. I want to bring back Philadelphia one more second. Philadelphia equals 61 and 65. Kind of like his birthday. And, Christianity's also 65 too. But anyhow, from this NFC Championship game to his upcoming birthday, which will be his 62nd, which is a big number on the Super Bowl, is 135 days. And if you're new here, I am always showing how everything about Philadelphia is 135. In the Bible, there's a letter written to the Church of Philadelphia about the key of David, 135. And Philadelphia was established in history on a date with numerology of 135. Did I put it here? Maybe I didn't put it here. But hold on. It's all over this blog if you search my blog. Philadelphia, established October 27th, 1682. Date with numerology 135. Carson Wentz set the rookie record. No interceptions until his 135th pass attempt playing for Philadelphia. And this is the huge number in Philly. I told everybody Philly would beat the Rams in LA, and it was all about the Kobe Bryant ritual. Kobe Bryant born in Philadelphia. His birth name Kobe Bean Bryant, 135. He was singing Fly Eagles Fly, 135. John Gruden used to coach in Philadelphia. There's a riddle with Philadelphia and Oakland. There's two pro sports teams in Oakland right now, the A's and the Warriors, that both used to be in Philly. John Gruden coached in Philly before he coached the Raiders. John Madden was drafted by the Eagles before he coached the Raiders. Anyway, it is no coincidence that Mike Zimmer's birthday is 135 days after day. This is just further proof of how scripted this league is. All of the men in this league have been birthed and named accordingly. You know, you got Tom Brady, the face of the National Football League, with an August 3rd birthday. Football, 83, you know? And Tom Brady, his birth numerology is also 35, like his name, big number for his career, like the game starting at 3:05 today. What was I going to say? Anyway, every single player birthed and named accordingly, their career scripted with their birthday. It just goes to show you how well planned all of this is. It's because people have scripted these leagues decades in advance, and they are farming athletes with the right names and the right birthdays who essentially get inserted like pawns on the chessboard. Coaches, same thing, you know? That's why John Gruden, the rumor started that he was going to coach the Raiders that have this Philly connection 135 days after his birthday, as I covered then. So anyway, Mike Zimmer, 135 days. The motto for the NFL Super Bowl this year, Bold North, has that gematria of 135, also 45-45. We got New England already there. If Philadelphia ends up being there, remember that about the Bold North. And the other thing about Bold North is the 108. They make 108 game balls for every Super Bowl. And this is the reason why. The shape of the football is the vesica piscis, which equals 53. Also equals 82, like New England Patriots, right? But the 53 matters. The football field's 53 yards wide. There's a 53-man roster. The shape of the football is the vesica piscis, which is this spiritual symbol. And the shape comes from sacred geometry. Geometry has the gematria of 108. Here's where this number gets more relevant. Geometry. You learn about circles. You know, this world has a lot to do with circles and cycles. They say that the diameter of the sun, which makes all life possible, its diameter is the diameter of 108 Earths. And they say from the Earth to the sun is 108 suns. And they say from the Earth to the moon is 108 moons. You see that? 108. Special. 108 game balls. Sacred geometry. Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, is geometry and language. So you learn the code, you learn a lot. You see through the rigging, sports, and more, and then you can begin to understand things, like why there is a 53-man roster, why there's a 53-yard wide field. And, you know, speaking of cycles and circles, think about this. The football field, it's 120 yards long if you count the end zones. That's 360 feet. How many degrees in a circle? 360. You see that? Been saying the Patriots were a lock for this Super Bowl since the end of Super Bowl 51. And this is why, you know. Because every game's scripted, as I've explained a million times from February of last year to now. No team has as much alignment for Super Bowl 52 on the 35th day to close out the 98th season as the Patriots. And Jaguars became the perfect team to do it when Tom Brady's 40, you know. If Brady does face the Eagles, if that ends up being the matchup, and he beats the Eagles in the Super Bowl, the Patriots and Eagles all-time record will be 7-7. You know? 7-7. If you ever read Revelation, there's a whole lot of 7. You know, Revelation is the book of 7. 7 churches, 7-headed beast, 7 seals, which is all Hermeticism. If you guys don't know what Hermeticism is, look it up. Hermetic teachings. Notice that 135, the key of David from Revelation. Revelation's all based on Hermeticism. Knowledge that came before the Bible. Knowledge that came before Christianity. So, we'll see what happens. Minnesota just got the big Christ ritual, the Minnesota miracle. And since we're talking about 77, that might be Minnesota's only prayer. Christ. And I'm glad I typed that up because it reminded me of something. Speaking of Christ, who's the Christ of the NFL? Brady. Like I said, all these players birthed and named accordingly. Brady, 85. Guess what National Football League is? When spelled correctly. 85. You ever seen the movie Jerry Maguire? Rod Tidwell wears the number 85. His name's Tidwell. 85. Rod Tidwell, number 85. Back then, they were the Phoenix Cardinals, playing in Phoenix, Arizona, for another 85. Movie about the National Fixed League. All right, Truth Seeker, we'll leave it there. Until next time.